And now we give you an exclusive look inside a cross-border tunnel recently discovered in San Luis, Arizona. Now, it's a sixth tunnel found in the desert Southwest in the last 15 years, but agents say hundreds more of these tangles of tunnels exist along the southern border, used to transport not only drugs, but also high-level drug kingpins themselves.
This tunnel here was one of the most sophisticated tunnels we have seen.
For years, more attention has centered around the U.S. southern border. Agents keeping close watch on the remote terrains and rural streets. But now smugglers are reinventing ways to go unseen, leading us to an unassuming dirt lot. But it's what's beneath that has agents stunned. All right, I just want to give you the lay of the land right now because it's pretty incredible where everything is in relation to each other. Right here is a pretty crowded residential area in San Luis. Then right behind me, here is a dirt lot where the entrance of that cross-border tunnel is located. And just about 200 feet in this direction is the southern border. That's why agents tell me it's not a matter of if there are more tunnels, but how many and where. So we trudge our way through the loose sand and eventually to a dark 3-by-4-foot entryway where smugglers and kingpins may have crossed in the past. And now we go inside. But it's not the usual makeshift dirt tunnel you normally see on TV.
It's not something people would think of when they think of a cross-border tunnel, right? Because, I mean, you can see that there's nails that hold these wooden pieces together. And does this help with de-insulation when it gets super hot outside during the summertime?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You know, being so far underground, it does kind of give a cooling factor.
Yeah.
Right now it's a little hot. We got it coming in from the outside, but had this all been sealed off all the way through, it'd be a little cooler down here.
But cooler also means more humid, attracting things like this cockroach.
And it's amazing because we're just seeing a small section of this, but you said this extends a couple hundred feet inside, right?
Yes, absolutely. And you know, you notice we're crouching right now, but it's not totally uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So this tunnel could you know, be for both human trafficking and drug trafficking.
Agent Dulesky tells me this track here could have been used to carry wagons to transport drugs quicker, and it may have even been motorized.
So we're just going in a little bit further, and right now it's actually much cooler than it is outside, so that just gives you an idea of the ingenuity that goes on with constructing these tunnels. They don't know who is involved and who is responsible in building this. That is also part of their investigation. But I mean, just looking at this now, it's something that is totally unique and something that we don't see every day.
But what about the residents who live literally feet away from this dangerous operation? This is Juan Ramirez. We learned that the tunnel ran directly underneath his home. He first learned of the news when he woke up to agents marking the approximate areas on his property where the tunnel ran through.
Have you noticed anything off or suspicious, or have you seen any narcos here at all? Okay. So you would agree that it's pretty safe in this area?
Yeah.
His neighbors agreed as well, none of them ever seeing anything out of the ordinary on their streets because everything was happening in the ground below them.
It was a little bit larger than the tunnel we found, you know, in August of 2018 over there by KFC.
Yes, you heard that right. About 2 years ago, local CBP agents were led to a multi-million-dollar hole in the ground inside this abandoned KFC restaurant, not too far from the tunnel we were just at. Police arrested the owner of the abandoned building after finding several large packages of drugs in the back of his truck, which amounted to a pretty hefty payout.
To break that down, and I'll give you approximate rounded off numbers, that was over 118 kilograms of methamphetamine, over 6 kilograms of cocaine, over 3 kilograms of fentanyl, over 13 kilograms of white heroin, and over 6 kilograms of brown heroin. I would particularly note that just the 3 kilograms of fentanyl translates to over 3 million dosage units.
But we can't ignore the fact that the coronavirus pandemic continues to be very present in our region, changing the way agents at the Yuma sector do their jobs in the process of apprehending illegal immigrants.
So what we'll do is we'll grab some biological information from them, make sure they're not criminals or anybody who can harm us. or the country we're to send them back to. And then from there, if they are criminals, if we do have a reason to keep them, we'll keep them in our custody. Otherwise, we'll send them back to Mexico.
Agents say the pandemic has highlighted the fact that the new border wall is not only contributing to public safety, but now it is a matter of public health. But despite the disruption of COVID-19 in almost every aspect of our lives, agents continue to patrol our border.
On our part, for the enforcement side of that, we are still pursuing, we are still investigating, looking for anything like sinkholes or any kind of technology that we have within our grasp to find these tunnels and put an end to them. To us, this is again a strategy that forces the cartels to change up and adjust to what we're doing out here on the border.
Since taking on this assignment, agents continue to investigate who was responsible in the first place. But since then, the border tunnel has been filled with concrete and buried with the surrounding sand to prevent any possibility of illegal activity coming into our streets. That is, until another one is discovered. Gabe Salazar, News 11.